Do y'all practice? What do y'all be doing at practice? Stephanie White, what is this team doing at practice? The Indiana Fever look like absolute garbage today versus the piss poor Dallas Wings, who are absolute trash themselves.
Watch Stephanie White's face right there. That's not how a coach looks after a normal preseason game. That's pure frustration. After seeing what happened on the court in Indiana's first game with their new roster, it's clear why the commentator is calling her out by name. The Indiana Fever lost to the Dallas Wings in their preseason opener, and while preseason losses are common, this one felt different. It showed poor handling of their star player, made a big contract extension look like a mistake, and revealed serious problems with how the team is built all in just one 40-minute game.
Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification to hype the video. Let's go, man. Let's get rocking, man. The Indiana Fever hosted the Dallas Wings today in AZ Fudd's first game as a WNBA player. And the Indiana Fever looked like they had never practiced together. They had never ran an inbounds play together. They never did. They looked like they did not know each other. It looked absolutely ridiculous. Let's start with this. The GOAT, Caitlin Clark, was on one. She came out guns blazing. She had, 8 of the first 9.
He's not exaggerating. The Fever looked like 5 players who had just met right before the game. What makes it worse is that Indiana spent the whole offseason rebuilding the team around Caitlin Clark. They brought back Stephanie White because she's supposed to know how to get the best out of top players, and they gave Kelsey Mitchell a $1.4 million extension, making her one of the highest paid guards in the league. But in their first chance to show what this new team could do, they couldn't even run a simple inbound play, had no flow on offense, and their backup center looked completely lost on both ends. The biggest issue, though, was the rotation decisions. That's where things really started to look like a serious problem.
Points. Mind you, she gets pulled out within the first 4 minutes while she's rolling, and then she comes back in with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Meanwhile, Paige Beckers plays the whole first quarter. The whole first quarter. Caitlin Clark would have had 21, 22 points in the first quarter had she not got taken out. Let her play. Let her get her rhythm. Why are you taking her out every 4 minutes? Let her play. She was cooking their ass. Hitting them with snatch back threes, flew by.
Let's look at what actually happened in the first quarter, because the numbers make it pretty clear. Caitlin Clark started the game on fire, scoring the Fever's first 8 or 9 points. By the end of the first quarter, she already had 16 points and was playing with total confidence, hitting step-back threes and driving past Paige Beckers for easy layups. She was completely in control, but then Stephanie White took her out after just 4 minutes. Meanwhile, Paige played the entire first quarter, all 10 minutes, giving her time to stay in rhythm, get touches, and build chemistry with her teammates. In the whole first half, Caitlin only played 13 minutes, while Paige played 18 out of the 20 available minutes. By halftime, their scoring was almost the same, 20 points for Paige and 19 for Caitlin, but Caitlin did it in 5 fewer minutes.
She won. Let her get her rhythm before the season starts. This is why she has these games shooting 2 of 10. The girl can't get a rhythm. Every time she gets it rolling, Stephanie White, it's like somebody's in her earpiece telling, hey, Caitlin Clark's making shots, take her out. That's what happens every time. Stephanie White is a joke, man. I'm telling you, the girl's a joke, man. Caitlin Clark would have had 40 on them tonight. If she'd have played as much as Paige Beckers was playing, Paige Beckers played the whole first quarter. In the first half, Paige Beckers played, I think, 18 out of 20 minutes. She played 18 out of 20 minutes. Caitlin Clark played 13. And Caitlin Clark...
This is the same pattern that hurt Caitlin Clark all last season under Christy Sides. Every time she started to find her rhythm, she would get taken out. She'd have games where she shot poorly, like going 2 for 10, not because she couldn't score, but because she never stayed on the court long enough to get into a real flow. It kept happening. She'd heat up, the offense would start working, and then she'd be on the bench while someone else tried to run the point. Stephanie White was supposed to fix this. That was a big reason Indiana Fever hired her. She's a former player, she understands how offense should flow, and she's managed talent before, like at Vanderbilt. So it's fair to ask why the same rotation issues showed up again in her very first preseason game. Why is your franchise player the one who helped take this team to the playoffs after 8 years getting pulled right when she starts playing her best?
I'm so sick of Kelsey Mitchell was awful today. She was awful. And it's one thing to be off. She was 4 of 12, over 4 from 3, 12 points. She was a -18. The 4 of 12 happens. My thing is this. Kelsey Mitchell, you had 3 baskets off of backdoor layups from assists from Caitlin Clark. 3 out of your 4 baskets was that. You know what the rest of them was? Kelsey Mitchell standing at the top, dribble, 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 dribble. 17 dribbles, hezzy, dribble, hezzy, dribble, hezzy, step back, pull up, brick. Like, stop. Bruh, I like my Kelsey Mitchell in 2 to 3 dribbles or less. 3 dribbles max. I hate the Kelsey Mitchell that want to dribble 12 times, size you up, dribble another 10 times, size you up, step back, pull a jumper. Like, bro, stop that. You did not look like $1.4 million today. I just got to keep it real, Kelsey. You look like...
Now let's talk about that $1.4 million investment. Kelsey Mitchell just became one of the highest paid shooting guards in the league, and the Indiana Fever gave her that extension because she's supposed to be the perfect fit next to Caitlin Clark, a catch-and-shoot threat who can also create her own shot and bring veteran stability. But in this game, she went 4 for 12 from the field, 1 for 4 from 3, finished with 12 points, and had a -18 plus-minus, which was the worst on the team. What's more concerning is how those points came. 3 of her 4 made baskets were easy backdoor cuts created by Caitlin's passing, where Caitlin did most of the work and Kelsey just finished the play. The only other basket really showed the issue. Mitchell spent possessions dribbling at the top of the key, 12 dribbles, hesitation, 10 more dribbles, sizing up the defender, then a tough step-back jumper that missed.
Had a bad game. It ain't even the fact that you miss it. I hate watching her dribble 38 times in the same spot and then try to score. Stop doing that. And I said this before the bad game, I would have moved on from Kelsey Mitchell this offseason. I could have spent that $1.4 million and got me 3 really good players. I could have got 3 really good players, role players. We don't need this girl dribbling in the same...
It's not even just about missing shots. Bad games happen. The real issue is the style of play. Watching Kelsey Mitchell dribble in the same spot over and over, burning 15 to 20 seconds and then forcing a tough shot, kills the flow of the offense. That's why some people questioned the Indiana Fever giving her that $1.4 million extension in the first place. It's not just one preseason performance, it's about fit. When you have Caitlin Clark running the offense, you don't need another player dominating the ball. You need movement, quick decisions, spot-up shooting, and players who can finish the chances she creates. Paige Buchers showed that clearly. She played off the ball, kept moving, took what the defense gave her, and ended up with 20 points in just 18 minutes.
I told y'all when they did the signing. Hey, this shows you how piss poor the front office is. 80% of the WNBA were free agents. You mean to tell me y'all landed on Damiris Dantas as the backup? 80% of the league was looking for employment. Y'all went and got Damiris Dantas as the backup? Are you serious? Damiris Dantas, look, she's a sweet lady. The girl can't move.
And if people had questions about the Kelsey Mitchell deal, the bigger concern might be the signing of DeWanna Borner or whoever was meant to fill that backup big role, because that decision looked even more questionable. The Indiana Fever had a lot of options this offseason, with a huge free agent pool available, meaning they could have targeted experienced defenders, athletic rebounders, or mobile bigs to support Aliyah Boston. Instead, the player they brought in struggled badly in this game, shooting 2, 4, 11, 0, 4, 8 from 3, and having a tough time defensively. She couldn't move well laterally, got beat in transition, and didn't provide much rim protection. If that performance reflects a larger issue rather than just one-off night, it raises real concerns about how well this roster was put together, especially in key backup positions.
Mint in her shoes. I don't care if she lost. Well, I don't care about none of that. She's in great shape. She can't move. I watched her try to run out to a three-point line. I watched her try to meet Paige Buchers at the basket. She just can't get there. She can't rebound because she can't move her body. Then when she does get a rebound, these little guards are just coming and snatching the ball away from her. The lady can't move, man. Damiris Dantas looked awful. Damiris Dantas was 2 of 11, 0 of 8 from 3. 0 for 8 from 3. She was trash. And I told y'all, I do not feel comfortable with Damiris Dantas being the backup center for Aliyah Boston. I'm sorry. She's not good enough. The lady can't play no more, man. If she can't make the 3, she can't do anything. Here's
what makes that signing so frustrating. This wasn't hard to predict. The player is 31, coming off an injury, and at this stage her game depends almost entirely on hitting three-pointers because the mobility just isn't there anymore. When those shots aren't falling, she becomes a liability on both ends. She struggles to defend in space, can't switch onto guards, has trouble running the floor, and even after rebounds, quicker players can strip the ball from her because she can't react fast enough. The Indiana Fever only gave her a minimum deal, so it's not really about the money, it's about the missed opportunity. With so many free agents available, they could have gone for younger, more athletic players or veterans who still have the speed to contribute. Instead, they chose a familiar name, someone who was effective a few years ago, and now they may be stuck with a backup behind Aaliyah Boston who can't reliably give them meaningful minutes.
Played well. Michaela Timpson played really, really well. She had 11 points. Okay, I like how Michaela Timpson looked out there on 3 or 4 shooting, 5 or 7 from the free throw line. Raven Johnson looked good once again. 3 points. She did have, what did Raven Johnson? Raven Johnson had 5 assists. She did have 3 turnovers, but I believe she had 4 steals in the first half. Raven Johnson played really well. Definitely happy with what I saw from Raven Johnson. Raven Johnson had 5 steals, 5 assists, 3 points, okay? Raven Johnson played really, really, really well. Really well. Really impressed with her defense. She did a great job, man. AZ Fudd did not look good. Did not look like a number 1 pick. She's not a number 1 pick. She's not a number 1 pick. 2 of 7. She had 4 points. She's not a number 1 pick. I'm sorry.
When you put it all together, this preseason game exposed 3 big problems the Indiana Fever need to fix before the regular season. First, Stephanie White is repeating the same rotation mistakes we saw last year under Christie Sides, pulling Caitlin Clark too quickly and not letting her build rhythm. If that continues, you'll get the same inconsistent performances. Second, Kelsey Mitchell just got paid to be a complementary piece, but she's still playing like the main option, slowing the offense with isolation-heavy possessions instead of taking advantage of the looks Caitlin creates. If she doesn't adjust, that contract is going to look worse over time. Third, the front office missed badly on the backup center spot behind Aaliyah Boston. There's no reliable option when she sits, which is a clear roster construction issue. Some people will say it's just preseason, and yes, teams experiment, but preseason also shows habits, priorities, and weaknesses. And right now, it looks like Indiana hasn't learned from last year. Same rotation issues, same inefficient play style from key players, and questionable roster decisions. Caitlin still managed to score over 20 points in limited minutes, which shows the talent is there. Paige Buchers proved she can be a strong secondary scorer, and Boston remains a key piece inside. The potential is obvious, but talent alone isn't enough if it's misused. If I had to prioritize just one fix, I'd start with the rotations. Let Caitlin Clark actually play through stretches, control the offense, and build chemistry that alone would naturally improve flow, create better shots for players like Mitchell, and make it easier to evaluate what the roster really needs. Fix the engine first, then adjust the parts around it.